Alright guys, you've been really good in the Champions League this season, which is one more test, Tafea. Now, we've got to respect them because they beat Auckland City in the group stages and we didn't do that in both our leagues. We won the second comfortably, but the first league was a bit disappointing, okay? But we should be better than them. It's at the GMP. Just make sure you win it and then we can start looking forward to the Club World Cup because if we win this, there's no way they can't send us like 4 domestic titles in a row, 4 Champions Leagues in a row. We've got to be going, okay? So win this and we can look forward to taking on some serious competition, okay? Let's go, boys.
Party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 89 of the New Zealand Builder Nation here on Shaun Does FM with both the All Whites and Cashmere Technical. I hope you're doing well and coming up today. We are playing, as you can see on screen, the 2033 OFC Champions League final against the Giant Killers as such, having beaten Auckland City in the group stages in Tafea. And off the back of that, we should be able to go forward and see who will be taking on at the FIFA Club World Cup. So if you're looking forward to that coming up in today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. We played a couple of 7 league games off the back of the semi-finals in yesterday's episode where we took on the Black Sheep of Bar. So if you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner. Hopefully going to finish off the job here and pick up our 4th straight Champions League, really assert some dominance here in Oceania before we see who we could be taking on at the FIFA Club World Cup in only a month or so's time. So since yesterday's episode, as I said, a couple of 7 league games, we took on newly promoted Queenstown. That could actually be a good bus trip coming up soon. Might pop back in for that. 5-0 win, there was an own goal amongst that, but also goals to Castro, Victor Ross and Louis Evans. Nothing happening in the second half. But scratch here with a 2-0 win over Christchurch United. Goals there to Ollie McGoldrick and me to Hotman de Villiers, but obviously tried to give anyone who needed a rest before this Champions League final one late on in that game, even though there is a week break. But thankfully it does mean everyone is fit and available, and also no suspensions, albeit a lot of players who are sitting on yellow cards. Hopefully that will just impact us early stages of the group stage of the Champions League next year, and it won't carry over into the FIFA Club World Cup. To be fair, that would kind of make sense coming from one continental competition to another, but let's hope that's not the case. Otherwise, we could be very weak for our first game at the Club World Cup if these yellow cards do carry over. But obviously, we're the hot favourites going into this game, even though Tafea did beat Auckland City in the group stages. In the knockouts, they got past Cossa in the semi-finals, and before then, we'll just check, but I'm pretty sure it was ABM Galaxy in those quarters. We have to go back here to the previous season. In fact, no, it was Vivase Tai. I think it might have been ABM Galaxy who Bar got past, but these guys have been pretty good so far this season. Obviously, beating Auckland City, no mean feat, even though before that, they did lose to AS Venus. So fair to say, they've been a little bit streaky, actually lost 2 games so far in the Champions League this season. So you'd like to think with our near-perfect record, just that first leg draw in the quarters against Auckland City, that we should be picking this up, especially as I said, with a first choice 11, and also seeing as this one is at our home ground in the GMP. So let's get stuck into it, the Champions League final. And here are the team sheets for this 2033 OFC Champions League final. We're at full strength, as you did see before. As I said, lots of players sitting on yellow cards. Let's hope that will just carry over into the group stages next year, which we should be fine in. 4-4-2 there for Tafea. Hopefully we'll pick this up, make it 4 straight Champions League titles. And as you might expect, it hasn't taken long for the first highlight of this game, and it is in our favour here. Corner with only 1 minute gone. Kevin Mean will put this far post there, looking for McGoldrick, I think, or it might have been Teo DeMiro. That player name did switch there briefly, but unfortunately that one comes off the crossbar, albeit we do see the goal kick right off the back of that. Teo DeMiro yet again wins that one in there. It goes forward to Tafea, who despite their colour on the scoreboard being blue, are in the red with the white. We do get the ball forward there after they clear it deep. We briefly lose it, and it might actually be a chance here for Tafea, albeit a bit of aerial ping pong off the back of that, and we now get on the counter-attack here through Kevin Mean, our player of the season from last year. Now Tyreek will find Lorenzo Janssen, who gets himself in a good pocket of space and puts that one away in the top left corner, and this might be a long day at the office for Tafea, having conceded in only the 3rd minute of the game. As I said, aerial ping pong, which did lead to a chance for us there on the counter-attack. Mina, he finds Naren Johnson. No one picks up the Australian, who puts that one away nicely. Top left corner. We take a very early 1-0 lead at the GMP. And a fair few highlights early in this game, just shy of the 10-minute mark now. It is a free kick, and Kevin Mina has already picked up a yellow card. He will take this. Let's see if he can put it top left corner. Nearly does, but decent save there, I thought, from the goalkeeper for Tafea. Actually must have come off the woodwork. Still 1-0, 15 minutes in. And in fact, right off the back of that previous highlight wrapping up, now we're down the other end, getting in position, but with a throw, but we pump that one deep and no one home. So Tanine can tidy things up there for Tafea, no doubt. They will want a quick reply here to try and keep themselves alive in this final. If we make it 2 or 3-0, that will probably be game over. The nice ball forward there actually beats Clark, and Tari can now try and do something for Tafea. And good tackle there on Clark as well after we briefly win that ball, albeit Janssen does get it back for us. Now Mina out there to Castro, albeit that's a poor pass there looking for Dossau, and Tafea find Iway there down the left-hand side. Floats one here into the mixer for Jordan Narua. His first goal of the season to be for these guys now quite early in their season, but they grab an equaliser with really their first attack of the game, which is a bit concerning. Hopefully they're not going to upset us here in this Champions League final, albeit I still think because we won it last season, we should be going to that Club World Cup. That is not ideal. Smith and also McGoldrick down the left-hand side, they get out jumped, and Tafea make it 1-1, albeit right off the back of that, we do see a highlight from the restart. So hopefully a chance for us here to get back in front nice and early, and we play the ball back here to our centre-backs off the back of the restart. Evans, the all-white in the squad. Of course, also McGoldrick when there's some injuries, and now we try and switch things out right, albeit that was a poor pass. Thankfully, Tafea can't hold it for too long. Now Clark plays it forward here to the young striker, and Castro finds here Dossau in some space out on that right-hand side. Starts to make his way inside, but unfortunately, poor shot. Still 1-1, coming up to the 20-minute mark. And just made our way past the half-hour mark in this game, and it's still 1-1, but Tariq Nas picked up an orange injury. Going quite well, but I think we'll play things safe here and bring on Nathan Walker in his place. As you can see, Xavier Smith these days has also picked up a yellow card, and right off the back of that sub, there is a highlight thrown there to Tafea, but thankfully Evans will win that one back for us. Now Walker just started to make his way inside the box before playing that one back to Smith. Good 1-2 between him and Sam Clark. Pulls that one back nicely for Kevin Mina. Not the most powerful shot, but placement was good. Bottom left corner, it beats Tencon, and that will make it 2-1. Off the back of that, just going to cancel, because I was about to demand more. Instead, we'll praise, because we have got the lead back here, just past the half-hour mark. Smith, good pull back there to Kevin Mina, and he will pick up another goal. Will our player of the season from last time around to make it 2-1. We're now in the last 10 minutes of this first half, and a free kick there to Tafea, but thankfully Evans will win that one in the air and get it forward early to Nathan Walker. And Dossau kind of lost position there for a tackle. Rather fortunately, falls back to one of our players, gets carried away there by the goalkeeper, and it does get cleared by Tafea. So still 2-1 here as we make our way into the last couple of minutes of this first half. Hopefully, can just grab one more goal to hopefully get a cushion going in to the sheds at halftime and try and kill off the chances here of Tafea in this Champions League final. Castro, tight angle, took on a bit of a shot there. It was pretty average, and I think it helped it because it ended up being more of a pass instead of a shot. Bit of a scramble there from the Tafea defence, and Lorenzo Janssen now sits on a hat-trick, and there's the cushion goal that we were looking for. Maybe that was a deflection off that ball, and it was actually supposed to be a pass, but either way, not great work there at the back. I think that was Tanini for Tafea. Lost possession right in front of goal, so Janssen could put that one away. He's now on a hat-trick as we make it 3-1, and lots of highlights here late in this first half. Stevens on the ball there down the right-hand side for Tafea, at least our right-hand side, their left, but thankfully we win that one back, and a chance for us here to maybe even make it 4-1 before half-time and really put this game to bed, albeit that ball for Castro won't quite find him, but poor clearance, and Dossau can put this into the mixer for our young striker. He'll head that one home, 4-1, 5 minutes shy of half-time. Really good spell for us here. Couple of goals in the space of only a few minutes off the back of bringing Nathan Walker on, when I believe it was still 1-1. Lots of goals here in a short space of time, but Dossau in there for Castro, heads that one into the ground across the face of goal, and he will make it 4-1 with only a couple of minutes left in this first half. And lots of action, as I said, going on late here in the first half of this Champions League final. Free kick, and we're on the attack early off the back of that Kevin Mina. Bit of an average pass there into the mix, but thankfully the clearance, Xavier Smith can tidy that one up. Now we're on the ball again here, and Clark will find Mina, long range effort, but that one doesn't quite get enough dip on it. To be fair, I think the goalkeeper might have had that one covered as we make our way into 3 minutes of added time. Still more highlights though in this first half. Tafea to actually keep the ball quite nicely off the back of that clearance from their goalkeeper, but we do just make ourselves pests enough to get it back. Now Janssen on that hat trick makes his way forward. Now Walker does his man there down that right hand side and puts it away. It's a goal for Nathan Walker off the bench. Lorenzo Janssen will now pick up an assist. He's definitely so far been the best player in this Champions League final, and a really good late surge for us here in these last 10 minutes of the first half to make it 5-1. And I think now Tafea are getting cooked here at the GMP. Nathan Walker, some good footwork there, yet beyond his man, and puts it away 5-1 just before half time. And thankfully, those are all the highlights because I need to catch my breath very quickly. Otherwise, I might pass out. Hopefully the lights aren't flickering for you guys because they kind of are here, which is a bit concerning. Hopefully not a power cut coming up. We're going to take off the players here on a yellow card. So Sutton will come on at left back, and also Shusha for Kevin Mina, but obviously pretty happy with how this one's going. 5-1 in front at half-time in the Champions League final. And we go forward to the hour mark for the first highlight here of the second half. Not much happening so far, but it is a free kick here to Tafea, who definitely need a goal back very soon if they want to grab anything out of this final. Even then, it's probably just going to try to take this one to extra time. Big save there, though, from Josh Hawkins. That was a really good chance for them there to get it to 5-2. Maybe give themselves a chance of an Istanbul-like comeback here at the GMP in this last half hour. But Josh Hawkins there with a very good save of the corner. We kind of deal with it. McGoldrick cleared it. Then it goes back into the mixer. It comes off him, goes out for a corner. We'll see if a praise might stop this highlight. It doesn't quite work, so we'll see what happens from the subsequent corner, which Stevens will put into the mix. But thankfully, Teo DeMiro gets on the end of that one. We clear it away. Still 5-1 in front. And we're about to make our way into the last 15 minutes of this game. It's been a pretty quiet second half so far, but we don't mind that with this 5-1 lead. A goal kick here, but it's a really poor one. And Nathan Walker, big chance here to make it 6-1. Took it around the goalkeeper, but then missed the target. Still 5-1 in front. I think off the back of that, going to make our last couple of substitutions. We'll bring on Kanate for McGoldrick, going fairly on a 6.5. And also, we've got one more sub left. May as well make it Marcus Vinicius. He can come on for Louis Evans. There'll be all our subs done. Not much going on in the second half, though. Still 5-1 Kashmir Tech. And just making our way into the last 5 minutes of this Champions League final. The second half has been very poor indeed. Actually, based on XG match story, you could argue Tafea have had the better of this half, but thankfully, really good late surge there in that first half. We grabbed, I think it was 4 goals in the last 10 minutes and made it 5-1. And that was the key factor. And we picked up the Champions League for a 4th straight season. That should absolutely make sure that we are going to the FIFA Club World Cup. We'll come back shortly off the back of the inbox items, just in case anything interesting does pop up there, and see who we'll be taking on at the FIFA Club World Cup. Hopefully a chance for us there to build up the overall club reputation. But we pick up the Champions League for a 4th season in a row off the back of a very comfortable 5-1 win in the final over Tafea. So we get the job done there as expected in that Champions League final. As I said, 4 goals in the last 10 minutes there of that first half really put that game to bed off the back of a Jordan Nura equaliser after Lorenzo Janssen got us off to a flyer. Second half, not up to too much, but already we've picked up a double this season. But no doubt by the end of the season, that OFC Champions League will disappear like it always does in the end of season review for some reason. Tariq Nas injured, out for 6 to 12 days. He should be back though in time for the FIFA Club World Cup. £64,000 we get for that win in the Champions League final. The board, they are happy with us, to be fair. I think you might have seen all this stuff by now, seeing as we've won this competition the last 4 times in a row. There's the confirmation, 4 times won now here at Kashmir Technical. The last team to win it before us was Auckland City in 2029. That was, of course, the first time that we made the Champions League final, and they did us in that final. Janssen picked up player of the match with 2 goals there, and an assist. We paid some bonuses, which no doubt do mean we're not going to make that much money off that Champions League win, but we are the champions. We'll go forward. I'll play a couple of games off camera, and then we'll start to preview that big FIFA Club World Cup. And we are back because the draws just come out for the FIFA Club World Cup in 2033. Actually about to play quite a big game in the Southern League, top of the table clash against Nelson Suburbs, who also made their way through the championship phase of the National League last season. Before we get into the big news which has just come through, we have played some Southern League games, still unbeaten, 6-0 win over Ferrymead Bays, 4-0 over Waterside Corey in the first round of the Chatham Cup. As I said, big game coming up in the Southern League. But there's no scheduled games at the FIFA Club World Cup, and that is not a mistake, because we're not going to the FIFA Club World Cup. I don't know what else we were supposed to do. Quick reminder, the OFC Champions League, just saw it before, don't know why I need to bring this up, but if we look at the past winners, we've won it the last 4 times in a row, and going over to the National League, which hopefully I can find shortly. And just like the Champions League, we've also won that the last 4 times in a row. But for some reason, if we go over and have a look at the FIFA Club World Cup, I am absolutely livid about this because it's my whole plan for this season. Maybe get a couple of episodes in around the Club World Cup, especially this week. If we go down, have a look at the overview. Group D, Auckland City got to go. I have no idea how. What an absolute joke. New Zealand football or OFC football. They have it in for me here at Cashmere Technical. They don't want me to succeed. So Auckland City are going to the Club World Cup. Just to confirm, no other teams from Oceania. Just the team that have not won anything of note over the past 4 seasons. What an absolute joke. See, yeah, we can't do the whole build up our reputation because of the Club World Cup. Guess we'll have to wait until 4 years' time, or maybe the temptation of going to an A-League club, if that does pop up, becomes a bit stronger now if we can't actually do the Club World Cup. No idea why Auckland City are going, but they're going to be taking on Freiburg, LA Galaxy, and Man City. So to be fair, we probably would have got pumped anyway, but Auckland City will get some sweet money for winning stuff all by going to the Club World Cup, which does seem like an absolute joke. If we look at Auckland City and go to the news, New Zealand represented in the group draw. New Zealand champions Auckland City. They are definitely not the New Zealand champions, Northern League champions, but not the New Zealand champions. So I am pretty livid about that. That's kind of thrown out my plan for the next couple of episodes of this save. Lemon Auckland City, even when they don't win, they get to go to the FIFA Club World Cup. But on that bombshell, I think I'll leave things for today's episode and try and come up with a plan for the rest of this week. Because even though we probably would have only spent 1 episode at that Club World Cup, got beaten by those 3 teams and come back home, I'm pretty annoyed about that. But if you enjoyed today's episode, because we did win the Champions League, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. As I said, not really sure now what we're coming back for tomorrow, because I was sure we were going to the FIFA Club World Cup. For some reason we're not. Coming up soon, maybe we do a bus trip tomorrow and go to Queenstown, but honestly, the Southern League, we are very, very dominant in. Might just be a 1-game episode, and maybe by then I would have figured out why Auckland City are actually going to that FIFA Club World Cup. We'll do a bus trip and take on Queenstown, the bottom of the league. But Queenstown, that should be a fun bus trip. So until then, I might have chilled out a bit because at the moment I'm raging. And until tomorrow, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.